Hey, shalom, shalom. First thing foremost, want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakakadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. News in the gospel, bro, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just a quick lesson through the Spirit titled Damnable Heresies. As we know that we have a lot of Gnosticism, which the early apostles warned us about. Apostle Peter, Apostle Paul, Timothy, okay? When it goes into science so falsely called. You have a lot of damnable heresies that men that was once among us are trying to promote among the body, which is not essential and is not expedient according to the scriptures, nor is it lawful. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. You had the guys known as the ministers of the new covenant. The ministers of the new covenant pushing false doctrine and pushing a new doctrine of the name of the Most High, being Grand Kakamar, whatever, and just a bunch of Gnostic wickedness, man. And the apostles warned us about in the times. Says in the last days, perilous times shall come, and also men giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Okay, you see a lot of that going on in Israel, and this is how you know that we're at the end, and this is how you know that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is pretty much putting the chips where they lay. I know brothers have been kind of going into it. I've been thinking about going into it and doing a little bit more research on it, but, you know, for time's sake, work's sake, you know, Jay got a lot of things going on right now, so I didn't have the physical manpower to put into that, but this body never slacks because what one hand do, the other picks up, so this is why we have a body effort. So there's been a lot of piggybacking of brothers' videos, which, Lord's will, I do another land back to go in depth because I like to be thorough and I like to give the information that's required, you know, for the hopeful elect, so they can have the proverbial understanding of what we're speaking about. Okay, one thing about your work ethic, and it's truth, your work ethic determines and it shows what kind of person you really is, because, you know, to have a shitty work ethic and only doing half the works proves that you're slothful, man, and you don't want to be in a slothful spirit. So, you know, we put our best foot forth for serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, even in days that it doesn't necessarily be a convenience to the body, meaning your body or your mental health, because, you know, we all go through shit, but it's always essential to serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So, but nonetheless, that's how you know we in the end. Okay, damnable heresies. Okay, bringing in false doctrine, and the scriptures tells us to mark them which cause offenses in the doctrine which we were taught, and avoid them. Okay, and also who comes with another gospel or another doctrine, let them be accursed. And when you go into the word accursed, that word accursed means to pretty much throw curses up on, man. Okay, because you have the situation with Hymenaeus and Alexander, which Paul delivered up into Satan, okay, because of the damnable heresies and the wicked apostasy that they was bringing among the early church, man. And this is nothing different. Okay, as the scriptures say, there's nothing new under the sun. You're going to have bug outs. Okay, you're going to have false ministers, false prophets, scoffers, scorners, backbiters of those that are good. You're going to have all these things in the church, man. Okay, so this is nothing new. Everything that the Apostle Paul wrote, Apostle Peter, okay, Timothy, okay, all the things that these men have rooted in the ancient world, they were for our learning today, because the scriptures say the things that are written back then were for our learning today. So when you meditate on these things and you come across common counsels, like a big one that stands out is the counsel among the circumcision regarding the uncircumcision or the Gentiles. When Peter basically had to take, Paul had to go back into Jerusalem to take counsel from the head apostles in Judea or in Jerusalem about how to deal with the Israelite foreigners. Okay, and word came down, well, look, man, you know, these people, they don't really know that they're not accustomed to our commandments, because, you know, they didn't grow up with these particular customs. So how do we deal with these people, and how do we not hinder the word so that they may receive the spirit of Yahweh Shai, man, which is said is ready to give all men freely. Okay, which men is talking about the Israelites, you see. So you had several councils of that. Certain Jakes disagreed and say, well, look, man, we had to come up the way and learn the law of Moses. They need to do the same thing, you know. And then you had a sect of Israelites that agree with that. Like, you know what? It makes a lot of sense. We should. But then you had men like Paul, okay, and men that followed the doctrine of Yahweh Shai that came in as Gentiles, which Paul knew he was an Israelite. He was not a Gentile. Okay, Paul was born of the circumcision. He was a Pharisee. So he knew the law of Moses to the T because he was brought up by Gamaliel, which was actually a scribe and a doctor. Well, not a scribe, Salakia, but he was a doctor of the law, meaning he taught the law, meaning he understood it. Okay, he was a professor in the law. Okay, because when you're a doctor, you have a certain profession in a particular skill of herbology that you learn. Okay, so you had scribes and men that was doctors of the law, and Paul came under one of the top teachers of the law. So he knew the law of Moses inside and out. So it didn't benefit him to teach against it, which he never did. But he understood the bigger picture about coming into the knowledge and wisdom of Yahweh Shai through faith, because even before Abraham was considered righteous through works, he had faith, man. Okay? Remember, Abraham was not circumcised on the 8th day. Okay? He was not. But yet he still exemplified a work of faith through sacrificing his son Isaac, man, without any question, which the Lord looks at your faith. Because you have faith, works will follow. Okay? You just can't have a empty faith but a bunch of vain works. That it doesn't add up, you see. But you always had these particular councils in Israel, okay, among the church, among the body, and it's no different now. Okay, so with these ministers of the new covenant, which they're ministers of Satan, now you're seeing a lot of reservoir dog activities now, because all them guys came together under one commonality, and that's to hate GMS. Okay, because whatever reason they may have been rejected, they may have got cursed out, they may didn't agree with a breakdown, they may didn't agree with a particular law or whatever order in our church, they probably didn't agree with it. So, you know, Jake being emotional, they always look for a cop-out. Okay, and when you have a group of men that's in that spirit of causing dissension among the body, then of course, you know, dogs of a feather flock together. Scriptures goes into that. So this is what you're saying among the ministers of the new covenant. Okay, you had a group of them guys that came together out of hatred for Great Millstone, because some guys was rejected. Some guys felt like, oh, the apostles have too much shine. And certain guys just wanted vainglory. Okay, a lot of times men are envious because they look at like, well, how can these men have this much wisdom and understanding, but yet there's no accolades behind it? Because a lot of times men are just jealous, and a lot of times men, they just want what you have. Okay, it's always been a very big covetous spirit in Israel, man, among the circumcision and the uncircumcision. And this is the reason why Paul had so much trouble with the church of Corinth, because it was a bunch of covetous jakes in there, man. Okay, naring after each other's wives, man, you know, committing adultery, you know, wanting the knowledge for themselves. It's a shit show. This is why, hey, Yahweh Shai has to come and he has to set the record straight, man, because if it was up to us, we wouldn't get it right. Okay, even us among the true gospel, the true doctrine, we have our faults, we have our flaws. We're not perfect. You know, we're fundamentally flawed. Okay, but we're walking according to the Spirit, which justifies us, man. Okay, and that's what justifies us from the rest, because we're striving to be right. Like the scriptures say, be ye perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. So we strive to be perfect in our works, but we always fall short of the glory, which is where the grace of Yahushua comes in. But see, men don't have that particular grace in their spirit. Okay, men have that they want it all and they have to have it. So this whole big thing with the ministers of the new covenant, we said it. We said, watch, these guys gonna turn against one another because they don't even know enough. They don't even know each other, for one thing, and they don't agree with each other. They don't like each other. And this is what happens when you have everybody in a group that wants to be the top dude. Okay, when you have a group of a lot of chiefs and not enough Indians and a lot of hot-headedness, then those men are going to start to clash, because eventually this guy thinks he's King David, but another guy want that spotlight. Another guy want to be King David. So he's going to clash with the other guy because he feels that that guy's shitting on his shine, when it's not even about that. You know, it shouldn't be. Same thing here with the doctrine. We say, hey, every time these bug outs fall out, watch them change the doctrine. They have to change the doctrine to give them fuel to continue to push the madness, because now it doesn't serve them a purpose to teach the downfall of America, because the Lord has took the spirit of prophecy off these men. So now they're fueled by hate and contention. And Alazar made a beautiful point when he was going up against the debate with them guys. He said that These men are solely motivated by hate. He said, I've seen this time and time again with the people of Great Millstone. A lot of times men get kicked out of the camp for whatever reason, and before you know it, they go on a slander campaign attacking the apostles and the men who they once did the work with out of hate. And this is what you're seeing. Okay, the Lord ain't come to a war. The Lord ain't come to the guy next to him. The Lord ain't dealing with none of them, man. Even the men that left a war, okay, that gave the formal apology to Elder Yahshua, the apostles on down, but yet they blessed us in one sentence and cursed us in another. Okay, like the scripture going to, you bless a man in one breath, but you curse him. You say, well, you know, Apostle Tahar is not Judas. He's not that guy. He's not this. But we still believe y'all wicked scribes and Pharisees. Okay, well, if you believe we wicked scribes and Pharisees, then obviously you don't know us an apology. You see what I'm saying? So it's nothing but confusion. You know, it's straight confusion, and the Spirit of the Lord is not dealing with that. Okay, because at the end of the day, they have a common hate. We don't like GMS for whatever fucking reason. You know, and a lot of times guys are just hurt because once you come among us, you really exemplify the brotherhood. You really feel the spirit of Yahweh Shai among brothers. And honestly, the brothers in Great Millstone that I've been around, you know, I've felt like, you know, I felt like I'm where I'm supposed to be. You know, brothers have showed us love, showed us humility, showed us charity. And that's a hard thing when you don't have that no more. So yeah, if you're not a man of integrity, you're going to buck up against it and you're going to feel some type of way. It's like a hurt woman. You know, when you deal with a woman and, you know, you loved her and you treated her great, treated her well, and she knows that, and she knows you're putting that rod of correction on her every night, and you break up with her and y'all break up, she's going to have some bitter feelings about that. She's going to air out your dirty laundry. She's going to, you know, make it seem like you were just the worst thing in the world because she's hurt. You know, now, do she really mean those things? Probably not. But when her emotion takes over, this is how she feels. We're men. We all been through it. I've been through it, you know, dealing with a woman, you know what I'm saying? We didn't work out, you know. And before you know it, she has a very strong hate and dislike towards you because she doesn't have that comfort from you anymore. And she feels like you're giving it to another. That'll make anybody bug out. So this is what you're seeing among the body, man. These men are hurt, and often they feel some type of way because they've been removed from the body. And then you got some guys in that just want to be a part of something. Okay, and I know of a particular individual of that particular charade that he just want to be a part of something. He don't know what's going on. He prescribed to the King David thing, then he prescribed to that thing and that thing and that thing. You know, then before you know it, he's against them guys. So it's a shit show, man. All right, but anyway, I got a precept real quick. This is the book of Amos 3:3. Can two walk together except they be agreed? Okay, and no matter what, if you come to an agreement or you come together with somebody solely on an agreement because you hate this person or you don't fuck with that person, then that thing is gonna fall, man. Okay, because really you're not in agreement. You just agreeing to cause contention. So this is nothing new, brothers, man. So don't get, you know, all dismayed by what you're seeing happen. This is happening. Hey, it's going to be more bug outs, more fallouts, more people that's going to change the gospel. They just have their time right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. We just have to pray that we're not part of that, or we have to pray that we don't fall in that lot. Okay? Because honestly speaking, what's happening to them dudes, that can happen to any one of us, man. You know, so it's not even a fact of making fun of them dudes, man. It's actually a sad thing. But they brought it on themselves because they didn't take the low, they didn't humble down, and they didn't take the correction. And now they got a bunch of other poor souls, okay, that's following them, that's going to follow them right into perdition because they're following a group of men who they deem to be somebody, which is setting them up, man. Because that guy, a war, he don't give a damn about any of you newcomers. He don't care about you. As long as he's able to betwixt you and bewitch you and have you to hate the apostles for whatever reason, then he's got you. And that's not a spirit to be in, man. Okay, scriptures say, test the spirit by the spirit to know if these spirits of Yahweh Shai. And obviously you guys didn't test the spirit by the spirit because you wouldn't come up with them bogus and them retarded names. Okay, this is Philippians 1:15. Some indeed preach Hamashiach, even of envy and strife, and some of goodwill. Okay, like when we get on other camps and stuff like that, yeah, you know, we may curse them out, but you have some sincere men among those other groups, man. You know what I'm saying? That's really trying to find an understanding. But if the Lord is with them, then eventually he will wake them up out of that madness. Okay. James 3:16, it says, for what envy and strife is, there's confusion and also every evil work. Okay, because allegedly he was changing the doctrine. He was teaching this heresy, that heresy. Okay, teaching the King David doctrine, the new covenant, which we're clearly not in the new covenant, because if we was in the new covenant, you wouldn't have any dissension among brethren. You wouldn't have any contention. Okay, you wouldn't have to give a new name. If we in the new covenant, then we would have the perfect bodies. You wouldn't have to come up with a name of Greek and Gnostic origin, man. Okay, where's that at in the scriptures? Because what cuts that folly is when the angel Gabriel told Mary and Joseph what to name Yahushua. Says, and thou shalt call him Yahushua. That name was given to him before he was in the womb, which he was in the heavens when the Lord ordained that spirit to be born on the earth. So that's of the heavens. So why do we have to come with something else? Confusion, man. Okay. 1 John 2:19, it says, they went out from us. It says they went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would have no doubt continued with us. But they went out that they may be made manifest that they were not of all of us. Right. And you see these guys. You see once they get removed from the body, or secretly they have a hatred because they feel like they're not getting enough shine. Then secretly they have hatred towards you. And before you know it, you have a laundry list of offenses, said offenses coming from this particular guy that you did. Now, all of a sudden, because it's not benefiting him no more to do the right thing, now he wants to be on the back end of that, trying to make you look like you're a demon. You know what I'm saying? You in the wrong spirit if you coming in that spirit, man. You know, and that's not the spirit that Hamashiach Yahushua told us to come in. All right. But anyway, with that, brothers, I'm going to go ahead and cut it short. We can go on this all day, but Lord, will I come back with another lesson, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Rakakwadash. Hey, I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. And with that, shalom and a baba. Shalom.